Dear student friends, very good morning. Welcome to Principles of Genetics GPB 101 2 plus 1. So this is usually offered for first BSc agriculture students. So I am here to present you the introduction to Principles of Genetics. So which is an important course. So there are three important areas of genetics. One is classical genetics, another one is molecular genetics, population genetics or evolutionary genetics, or it is also called as quantitative genetics. So in transmission genetics we will be studying the how traits are passed from parents to their offsprings. In molecular genetics, what is responsible for the transmission of parents traits from parents to offspring, how this process is occurring we will study. And in population genetics or quantitative genetics or evolutionary genetics, we will be studying how gene and genotypic frequencies in a population are changing and their effects we will be studying. So this is the course outline for this introduction to genetics. So under classical genetics we will be studying different areas like cell and cell organelles, Mendel's principles, mitosis, meiosis, sex determination, sex linkage, chromosome mapping, cytogenetics. Under molecular genetics we will be studying structure of DNA and its chemistry, transcription, translation. So DNA cloning, genomics, control of gene expression, DNA mutations and repair, and extra chromosomal inheritance. Under population genetics, we will be studying what is Ardi-Weinberg equilibrium and what are its assumptions, evolution and speciation. So same thing is given here. So there are different branches of genetics. Okay, you have plant genetics, animal genetics, human genetics. So like that you name anything, there is cytogenetics, behavioral genetics, clinical genetics, cancer genetics. So different branches of genetics are there. So some will be studying in this course. To start with, we have to define what is genetics. So the word genetics is taken from Greek root. Gen means to become or to grow into, and this term was given by Bateson in the year 1905. So what is the definition of genetics? It is a branch of genetics. It deals with the study of heredity and variation. It is a branch of genetics. It deals with, genetics is a branch of biology. It deals with heredity and variation. So you have to define what is heredity and what is variation. So heredity is transmission of characters from parents to their offsprings, whereas variation, when this transmission is taking place, there are some variations also occurring. So we will study one by one. So in this picture, can you make out the similarities and dissimilarities? So dissimilarities are variations and similarities are nothing but the heredity. So some characters are directly transferred to their offsprings without any change. So that process we will call it as inheritance transmission. Okay. So that we will call it as heredity. So it is a biological science deals with heredity and variation. So heredity is the process of transmission of characters from parents to their offsprings, which is responsible for similarities among the individuals, whereas so here identical twins, they are they are similar for all the genes. Okay, they are having similar characters. So that is heredity. So in this picture you can see we have variations for color, color of the skin, hair color. So we have diversity for all the traits. Okay. So you take eye color, there is lot of variation. So you will appreciate variation in see maize if you take. So many colors are there. Okay, if you take chili, we have lot of variations. We call this also called as diversity. So variation, what is variation? So variation, you take any one character in a given population at a given geographical area. So there are differences for that trait or character. So that is called as variation. So this, because of this variation, so there will be differences between the individual populations. So you take giraffe or human beings, so there are variation. So people have straight hair, curly hair. Okay, straight hair is recessive whereas curly hair is dominant. So if you take height, also there is lot of variation. So if you take skin color, also there is variation. So how traits are passed from parents to their offspring? So the blueprint is DNA. So DNA, there is a message present in the DNA. So this message is stored in the cells, in the nucleus. So that is passed on to the parents. So we'll continue this class. Okay, I dedicate this video lecture to NAARM and especially to our GRK Murthy sir. Thank you, students.